Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining the Caye Chapel virtual event. It's been about 18 months since we did our last Caye Chapel virtual event, so we have some exciting updates to share with you this evening. My name is Christian Tiraldo. I'm the president of Caye Chapel, and I'm joined tonight with Dane Rasmussen, who's actually been my friend and partner, business partner for 25 years. Dane?
Yeah, thank you so much, Christian. It's been fun. That's right. It was 18 months ago that we did the last one, and it's we've had a lot of success over that time period. So excited to share not only what we've done, but what's to come. So let's go ahead and get this kicked off. But just so that everybody knows, if you have any questions, we're not going to do live questions during this. Just send me an email afterwards, and I'll take great care of you. So with that, Christian, I'll go ahead and pass it back to you.
Thanks, Dane. Here's the value of our time tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about sense of place. We're going to talk about the island itself. We're going to be covering some of the construction updates over the past couple of months for those of you that have been following along. We're going to share with you our amazing new golf course and some of the renderings from that golf course. And then some good news, we actually sold out of all of our first phase, the Four Seasons private residences. So we're going to share with you our latest offering. Maybe some of you have seen it. It's called the Four Seasons Private Estates. Dane's going to take you through some of that. And the last part of tonight's conversation is going to be about the Caye Chapel Golf and Ocean Club. We recognize that your time is valuable, so we're going to try to keep it to about 20, 25 minutes. And of course, if you have questions at the end, please let us know. So kicking it off, Caye Chapel truly is a remarkable destination. It's 280 acres of pure private island. It's 12 miles off the coast of Belize, 6 contiguous miles of absolute beachfront, striking clear blue water, but off the beaten track, yet still easy to get to. And Dane's going to talk to you a little bit about that. The island itself is directly adjacent to one of the largest natural barrier reefs on the planet, second only to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. This one's called the Mesoamerica Reef. And it really is an unrivaled ecosystem. It's great for snorkeling. It's great for diving and scuba. It's great for sailing and fly fishing. In fact, we just caught a 9-pound bonefish right on the east side in front of the Caye Chapel Experience Village a couple of weeks ago. It's really remarkable and special. And on top of all of that, as we've said on a couple of occasions, it's totally private. It's private for our owners. It's private for the hotel guests. It's private for members of the Caye Chapel Golf and Ocean Club. Um, Taking a look at sort of the north end of the island, Dane's gonna call up a video. Our extraordinary vision, it's really coming to life here. We believe that the Four Seasons is the preeminent luxury hospitality brand on the planet. And we're also adding to that a truly transformational private club in the Caye Chapel Golf and Ocean Club. This resort has 104 keys, including 18 overwater bungalows. And it's a bit reminiscent of the Four Seasons that's in the Maldives, if anybody on the call has been to the Maldives as well. We'll also be adding incredible amenities at the Caye Chapel Golf and Ocean Club. Those will be world class as well. And we'll talk a little bit about the golf course and about the Caye Chapel members only beach club. Dane's going to take us to the community map, and that map will showcase a little bit more about some of the amenities that we have on the island. I think the first that's notable, and we'll show you some renderings and video of this in a second, is the Greg Norman Golf Course. We're going to start hole shaping in the Greg Norman Golf Course in a couple of weeks in the first quarter of 2026. We'll also, of course, have a clubhouse. We have a cenote-inspired spa as part of the Four Seasons. We're going to have a racket club, amazing beach clubs, multiple across the island, amazing restaurant outlets, and of course, even the private harbor and airstrip, which for those of you that have arrived have or spent some time with us have seen that, have seen that as well. Um, um, you can also see on this map the location of all of our residential options. The Four Seasons private residences are on the north end of the island. There are 24 of those. Those were 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms. We've sold out. So that's actually really exciting and excellent news for those members and owners that are on the call tonight. Welcome. We're so excited that you jumped on board with us. The Four Seasons private estates are actually on the east side of the island. Dane's going to share with you a little bit about those tonight. That's an exciting new offering of 24 private estates, and Dane will take you through some of the finishes, the designs, and the renderings of those here in a couple of minutes. And then the last piece are the chapel home sites. If you're interested in the island, but maybe want to build your own house, you have the opportunity to purchase a home site, to purchase the land, and then we'll help you build the house of your dreams. So on the topic of amenities, let's take a closer look at the golf video. Dane's going to bring that up right now. Um, we have a really special golf course for the golf enthusiasts. It's actually 10 holes, which is really interesting. They're championship length holes. We added the 10th hole as some sort of this very special sort of touch to the island. We affectionately call it the blue hole. It actually finishes directly in the ocean on the east side. Of course, the blue hole is the famous diving spot, also in Belize. One of the things that's nice is that we actually added an integrated par three course. So if you love to golf and you like to golf with kids, it's a great way to play golf in the afternoons or evenings with the little guys, and to get them introduced to golf and to sort of continue to sort of light that flame for the golf enthusiast. You'll see in some of these images there are three oceanfront holes, which is spectacular. We think obviously this is sort of cover of magazine Golf Digest worthy. And then of course that 10th hole is that very iconic blue hole that Dane had mentioned. That's between lots 14 and 15 on the east side. So we're very excited about that. Again, we plan to break ground and start our hole shaping for that really in the first quarter of 2026. A quick note about the Four Seasons Spa. This is, of course, a world-class spa. We think it'll be one of the best in the world. It's a cenote-inspired spa. It's at the north end of the island, where the Four Seasons Hotel and private residences are located. It was inspired by the freshwater pools that are around the Yucatan Peninsula, found in the interior of Belize. It's absolutely stunning. And when we go through our construction video, you'll see that spa is nearing completion, as well as all the fitness facilities and treatment rooms in Temescal that are all in the north end of the island as part of the amenity set. The other part that's really compelling about the resort is that we'll have multiple beach clubs, both at the Four Seasons Resort itself and also at the Caye Chapel Golf and Ocean Club. Of course, all of these are oceanfront. Everything at Caye Chapel is oceanfront, full service food and beverage, cocktails, water toys. As a member of the club, and we'll talk about that a little bit at the end, we'll have a full service team that will actually take care of essentially every overwater activity, every activity that is outdoors that you might want to do with your family, with your kids, with your friends. So the beach club fixture is a critical part of the island. What you're looking at right now, this is sort of the main beach club at the main entry pavilion for the Four Seasons Resort near the north end of the island. There'll be multiple pools there. There will also be a kids-only beach club for the kid lovers out there, and then there will also be an adult-only beach club that'll be sort of more on the north end of the island, which will just be for the grown-ups. The Harbor and Welcome Center will really be sort of the main entry point for the island. Many that have come down have seen that. That's that large palapa that's sort of in the back on the west side of the marina is the main entry point. If you're arriving by boat or if you're arriving by seaplane, which we'll have in the future, this will be the main entry point. And of course, we'll have there's no cars in the island. We'll have golf carts there that can whisk you off to your private villa or your Four Seasons private residence. I'm going to hand it over to Dane, and he's going to talk a little bit about arriving to
Yeah.
Belize, the ease with which you get to the island.
Yeah, of course. So just picture arriving to Belize, arriving into the harbor. This is where you'll be greeted if you're coming by seaplane or by boat. But let's go ahead and start at the beginning of your journey. So I'll go ahead and jump right into that. So as you can see, there's so many different places that you can get to Belize within just a couple of hours. We have a number of people from Dallas, Houston, Miami, Atlanta that can get there wheels up to wheels down, just a few hours, couple hours away just to get down to Belize. What's nice about it is that it sits center in the country. And so we actually have people that fly down, from LA. It's actually even closer than flying it to Hawaii. It's only a little over 4 hours to get from both Los Angeles and New York. So super easy to get to. There are 20 cities in North America that you can fly direct right into Belize City, and it's in the central time zone. So you never really have to have any jet lag when you're flying there, which is quite amazing. When you land into Belize City, it's a smaller airport, but Belize is investing a tremendous amount into it because it is the main entry point for so many people that are getting the opportunity to come to the country. Most people arrive into Belize City. They do a short right through customs, and then we'll take you right over to one of the different airlines that we use, local airlines that we use. One is called Maya Air, one's called Tropic Air, and they fly directly to our island. It's a 10-minute flight. The nice thing about Caye Chapel is that it's actually one of the closest islands throughout Belize. So you wheels up to wheels down, You're landing on the island. What's great is you're flying over the reef system. It's reef all the way out to Key Chapel. That's also great when you're taking the boat, the alternative way to get to the island. So it's 30 minutes by boat. It's like glass going across the water. So, by the time you're done with two or three songs, you're almost there actually, and it's quite a nice experience getting there by boat as well. That'll be a very popular way to get to the island, and we'll continue to increase the fleet of boats that we'll have to go back and forth from Key Chapel. As you look at the general vicinity, you're not that far from Key Caye, you're not that far from San Pedro. Again, you're closer to Belize City than those two places, but it's nice to go over if you want to go check out Key Caye or go up to San Pedro, 5 minutes to Key Caye or 20 minutes or so up to San Pedro. Those are great places. You have the Marine Reserve right up there as well. So you're right in the heart of action, but you're on your own little private island with your own little private airstrip. So it's super convenient to get around once you're down there. You can see off in the distance that is the one of the airplanes that flies direct. It's a Cessna 208. If you want, you can charter the entire plane yourself, up to 12 passengers plus luggage. So it's easy to get there. You can have the whole plane. You choose what time the plane takes off. So that's a super convenient way to go. If you are only going to take a seat or two, there are commercial flights that'll basically just stop and drop you off as they continue on to one of the other islands. And that's another popular way to go. It's always the first stop out and the last stop back. So it's actually just a direct flight from anybody that's going there from Key Chapel if they're going to take the commercial flight. This is the Donzi boat. This is actually one of the boats that we use to go a little bit more further distance. We also have a Malibu boat down there. Today, that's what we have for boats in terms of our fleet, but that fleet will continue to grow for owners of the Gulf and Ocean Club. But know that that's down there. We use that all the time. If you've been down there, if you've enjoyed the island, you're very familiar with that experience. So in terms of that, I'll go ahead and pass it off to Christian. I know we want to talk next about, what's happening in terms of the development, which is a lot. So Christian, I'll pass it over to you and let you speak to this.
Yeah, thanks, Dane. We've made incredible progress with respect to development. We've sent a couple of development updates to those of you in our ecosystem over the past couple of months, and what you'll see here is we've achieved the roofed in and trimmed out milestone for all of the first phase, the Four Seasons private residences. You'll see that sort of coming around the north end of the island now. You'll see the presidential suite for the Four Seasons. That's what you're seeing in the foreground now is going vertical. And then sort of in the middle of the island, you can see at the sort of top right of your screen, that's the building matrix for the spa, for the treatment facilities, for the fitness facilities, and for the Temescal. Phase one, I think I mentioned, is sold out and it's nearing completion. We're very proud of the overwater bungalows. We have 18 of those. You can see that all the pilings are driven deep into the seabed and that the foundations are started. In fact, it's actually even further along now. This video was taken a couple of weeks back, but it's even further along now as we're speaking. And again, while this is sort of an overview of the north end of the island, there's a lot of development that's happening a little bit further south, and we'll show you a few images of that in a second. Again, this is sort of an overview shot. We're just going back over the spa and the branded residences on the north end of the island. This is a view on the east side of the island. So the Mesoamerica Reef is to your back, essentially, and looking at the branded residences that are on the east side of the island. And you can see all of these are absolute beachfront. One of the things that Dane's going to talk about now that we're sold out, of course, of phase one is the announcement and the launch of the private estates Four Seasons branded, which is just a little bit further south on the island. So just to the left of the screen as you go down the island, and a little bit about the design intention for those properties, a little bit about where we think we are in the market. We think we're very competitive in the market with respect to pricing, and a little bit about the experience. So Dane, I'll leave it to you to talk a little bit about that exciting new part of our project.
Of course, yeah, thank you. So, to your point earlier, all of the next Four Seasons private estates residences actually sit just on the beach, just like these properties do, all face directly east. So, you'll see that from an exposure standpoint. So, this is that same beach, just a little bit further south, right here. This actually sits just to the south of the last hotel suite. The first phase is just to the north of the last hotel suite. This location actually is a little bit closer to the larger of the two Four Seasons beach club areas. This is actually where the children's programming is. This is where the multiple restaurants are right there. The check-in desk is actually right here, real close to these residences as well. What's nice is they are off the beaten path a little bit. I'll kind of explain that, the privacy that you get with these residences. Um, Obviously, you love this outdoor space and how the great room, just these massive soaring ceilings, very airy and open feel to them. You'll get a chance to see sort of that lush foliage from every vantage point, every viewpoint. We've set that up so that you do really have this almost perfectly unique private view. That, like we like to say on Key Chapel, there's no second row at Key Chapel, so you're not looking over the rooftops of a property in front of you. You're not like walking down some road to get down to the beach. You literally are walking out into the sand. You have your own snorkel gear at your house. You could go snorkel right there in the reef in front of your property. True oceanfront real estate living, which is quite nice. You can see the way that this great room is designed. It's really designed for entertaining in mind. So pretty expansive. Even the three-bedroom residences are over 4,000 square feet. We have three, four, and five bedroom. What you're also going to find is that we are very competitive on a cost per square foot basis of any Four Seasons premier beachfront properties. We're actually very reasonably priced. It's because we're still relatively early in our development. And just as people who bought a couple of years ago, if you purchase now, you're going to expect to receive similar appreciation in these properties as this island continues to come to life and the resort opens. It's very common for properties to increase in value after the Four Seasons opens or the resort opens because there's just so many more people that get a chance to experience it. And there's not that many people who've experienced the island yet. So it's a perfect time to consider ownership. When you look at this property, this is your sunrise every morning. If you'd like, you can wake up to the sunrise. You can, those shades will completely black out if you want, a very, sort of a dark room in the morning. There's a lot of people that actually like to wake up to the sunrise. So you have those blinds open in the morning. You can always go back to sleep if you want later on, but it's nice to be able to wake up to the sunrise every morning. It's a great way to start your day down there. Again, you could walk right out to the beach, outdoor patio and outdoor space there. These are two level. On the second level, behind this, there's the other primary bedroom. The one of the primary bedrooms is right there. The second primary bedroom is right above that residence or right above that room right there. And you actually can see the sunset side of the island. That's what's unique is that this is a very relatively skinny part of the island. So it's only 2/10 of a mile across. So you'll see the sunset every night from the top of the property as well. You're really just overlooking the golf course and the ocean properties on the other side. So it's very, very nice to see both the sunrise and the sunset from the second level of the residence. This outdoor space is going to be fantastic for really entertaining, enjoying time with family and friends, and relaxing near the pool. It's warm year round there, never too hot. It's perfect. There's a nice breeze. The water is always perfect conditions, perfect temperature, very calm and tranquil right in front of your residence. So as I mentioned before, this is a very private part of the island. Each of those residences, that road only goes to the next phase of the branded residences. So it's not a main thoroughfare. So really, it's because of that, you have ocean in front, you have the golf course in back, which is also super unique, and you're walking distance over the sunset side of the island if you want to go take advantage of those amenities at the Four Seasons right there. The children's programming, the multiple pools, and the restaurants are right there as well. That's one way to purchase on the island. Briefly want to just speak about there are a number of families that have already purchased home sites. So if you really want to customize your experience on the island, if you want to get something maybe a little bit more grandiose or not, you don't need to have that much of a bigger property. But generally speaking, if you want to control exactly where the lot sits, exactly the exposure in terms of sunrise versus sunset, the size and the shape of the pool, the number of bedrooms, where the great room sits. If you want more of a contemporary design or an island design, this is actually another offering that we have. They're Key Chapel custom homes. These sit a little bit closer to the sort of more on the Golf and Ocean Club side. Every property is true oceanfront, so you're looking at the ocean from every single property. But this is the alternative way to purchase on the island. You select your lot, and then it's a cost per square foot to build. We handle the entire process for you. We have a design book. You simply just select the floor plan, the design, the layout, and we go to work and we build it. It's roughly only about an 18-month from the start to finish, from the time that we actually put a shovel in the ground. It's only an 18-month process to get a private villa. We'll see more and more of this come to life as the island comes more and more to life. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it off to Christian to talk about what it's like to become an owner on the island.
Yeah, thanks, Dane. To Dane's point, ownership is a component when you acquire real estate on Key Chapel, but membership is also a piece of your decision to join us on Key Chapel. It is indeed a private club. That private club includes the golf course, it includes all of the beach clubs, it includes all of our staff on island to create these truly memorable experiences for you and your family. And while Key Chapel isn't necessarily for everyone, there is an application process. We do vet members. We do use member referrals to help us grow the club, but it is invitation only. It's not anyone who perhaps can afford it can come down and purchase real estate. We're very thoughtful about the curation of the members in the club because that is a critical part of the experience. It's not just the incredible water, the notion of a private island. It's the other people that are in that ecosystem that are living and spending time on the island and creating their own family legacy. So we're very thoughtful about that. It is invitation only. I think, as I had mentioned before, we've expanded our experience village with eight beachfront villas. If you're interested in learning more about this private experience, if you're interested in learning more about applying for membership in the Key Chapel Golf and Ocean Club and purchasing real estate, please do reach out to Dane or to me. We'd be very, very happy to have a conversation with you and learn more about you and your family and your wishes and desires to become a part of this very special private experience.
Absolutely. So that's where you can reach me, Dane at keychapel.com. As Christian mentioned, we invite anybody who is seriously considering ownership to come down and check out the island, see what the island has to offer. So that process starts with a conversation with me. So we want to thank everybody for their time this evening. Christian, unless there's anything else that you have, I want to go ahead and just let everybody know we really appreciate their time. So with that, is there any closing remarks that you have?
No, I think that's everything. We're very grateful for all of you for sharing some time with us this evening, and thank you for learning a little bit more about Key Chapel. We're really, really excited. The peak season is upon us, so if it's the right fit, we hope to see you down at the island sometime real soon.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Thank you.